everybody. Welcome to this Masterclass webinar. A quick introduction about myself, your presenter for today. My name is Sudharshan Kaushik, and I'm the product manager for Chef Courier. I'm passionate about solving problems and puzzles. Outside of work, you can always find me outdoors hiking or exploring new places. Today, we will be diving deep into our orchestration tool, Chef Courier. We will talk about what the tool is and see some demos. This is a masterclass and we would like to dedicate a fair amount of time for question and answers at the end. We will try and address as much as we can within the time frame of this webinar. For questions unanswered, we will come back to you offline with answers. Let's begin with the answer to the question of why we built Chef Courier. Chef has been in the security and compliance industry for too long. We understand that the cost of non-compliance and poor security policies is huge. Here are some examples from the recent past. Like if you look at some of the numbers here, in 2022, a research estimated an average of $12,900 every minute for unplanned IT downtime. That's a lot of money that's being spent on such a thing that is to be optimized at any cost. Or take the example of companies saying that they face challenges in scaling their DevOps and DevSecOps practices. That's almost 90%. And this is not including the Log4j vulnerability or the most recent polyfill vulnerability that most of us here must have faced, and it's fresh in our memory. From the start, security and compliance have been the foundations on which Chef has been built, and we extend these capabilities to configuration management and application deployments. When we see how even the most mature DevOps systems are sometimes stressed and unprepared for emergencies, we are proud of having built Courier that presents an advanced system to tackle the most complex scenarios. In fact, you will see in the demo later how Courier can help you be prepared for the next zero-day vulnerability. What is Chef Courier? Courier is Chef's new tool to help have full flexibility over your orchestration needs. Now, what do we mean by full flexibility? We do that by providing you with control knobs over 3 specific dimensions for performing any actions: whenever, wherever, and whatever. Let's take a look at each of these dimensions. First is target, wherever. Will this action be performed on one node or a group of nodes? Or is this something that will be performed in parallel across multiple nodes or sequentially on one node after another? Or will this be batched where the action will be performed on X number of nodes at any point of time? Or will this be something along the lines of run this action on a particular saved query, something like saved Windows nodes or nodes that have Java installed on them? So that is the first dimension, the where. The next is the timing, the whenever. Do you want to perform this action on demand and now? Or is this something that is going to be scheduled for a later point of time, or even if it is going to be a recurring one? For example, I would like to perform this patching operation at 4 a.m. On the first Monday of every month across my fleet. So that is the kind of targeting we are talking about with the time dimension, whenever. And the last is whatever. Whatever is a bit of a composite dimension that comprises of both what action you're going to be performing and how you're going to be performing. Is this going to be an infra cookbook run? Or is this going to be an inspect compliance scan? Or maybe an operating system command or a shell script? Or maybe a combination of all of these things that you want to run sequentially, maybe conditionally. Do you want to run the second action only if the first action is successful? Or do you want to pass outputs from the first action to the second action? So all of these put together contribute to the whatever dimension of Chef Courier. So this is how we give you complete control over the way in which you will be performing actions on your fleet and orchestrate any of the orchestration, any of the actions across your fleet. So I would like to take a moment to highlight the key benefits of utilizing Chef Courier. The first is, of course, what we spoke about now, controlling all the dimensions of how you are rolling out changes and actions across your fleet. Second is we build Chef Courier to help you be ready to react to a situation at any point of time. We understand that fleets and infrastructure have become heterogeneous and sometimes even multi-cloud or multi-stage or different types of devices are getting involved. So no matter what kind of environment that you are controlling, you will be able to react to any situation at any point of time using Chef Courier. And the third is democratizing DevOps. So the fundamental ideas with which we have built Chef Courier enable you to enable your team members in utilizing Chef Courier and orchestrate actions across the fleet. So one of the primary aims that we have with Chef Courier is to ensure that the adoption of DevOps is democratized across enterprises and across multiple teams within an enterprise. The next is tool consolidation. What do we mean by tool consolidation? The idea here is that you shouldn't be utilizing multiple tools to perform one action. Let's say one tool for managing the schedules, another tool for managing the actions that are getting performed, another tool for maintaining nodes, lists, and queries. So the idea here is to ensure that you can consolidate the tools that you're using for orchestration at this point of time into one, that's Chef Courier. And the last but not the least is to ensure that we are future ready. So Chef Courier will be delivered using the Chef 360 platform. This is a new platform that we have developed to ensure that you can extend your DevSecOps efforts and values in a more scaled and enterprise-driven way. Since Courier is a new product, I want to take a moment to talk about some fundamental new terms that you should get familiar with to get a better understanding of some of the demos that we will be playing at a later point of time in this webinar. The first is Chef 360 platform. I briefly mentioned this in the previous slide, but what is Chef 360 platform? This is the central platform for accessing all Chef solutions in the future, and Courier being the first one that is being made available through Chef 360 platform. Imagine a situation where you have one single platform from which you can avail all of Chef solutions that you require for any of your purposes, and that will be Chef 360 platform. Dispatcher. This is the central service that will be running on the Chef 360 platform. This is for storing all the courier jobs. It has awareness about what nodes are connected to the platform, and it can send the jobs to the right nodes at the right time. We will have an agent running on all the nodes, and this agent is called the courier runner. This is an agent that will be in constant communication with the dispatcher using message queue channels. Whenever the dispatcher sends a job to a node using the runner understands what the job is, how to execute it, and then executes it, and finally reporting the status back to the dispatcher. Now, how does the runner execute actions? The courier job could be for running an infra cookbook run, or it could be for executing a shell script or anything of that sort. How does it run that? It basically utilizes something called as a skill. The skill is basically the ability to perform actions on nodes, and skills are something that you will be installing on the nodes to unlock that ability to perform that corresponding action on the nodes. So a quick recap, Courier involves the Chef 360 platform for availing the solution, and then it introduces two new services. First being the dispatcher that will store all the jobs and send it to the nodes at the right time. Runner being the agent on the node that will receive the jobs, understand it, and execute it through skills. Let's go on to the first demo for today. The first demo is basically to showcase how you can control um, a change rollout that you are performing across your fleet. In this case, we will be doing a patch of Nginx that is installed on certain servers. So with this, we will understand how you can actually perform patches conditionally on your nodes. We will talk about how you get complete control over how many nodes are patched at any point of time, and also targeting only specific nodes. Let's this will be a recorded demo that I will be playing. So to begin with, we will showcase the JSON template that you will be requiring for performing this action. So all courier jobs are defined using the JSON templates. If you require, you can go into details of what are all the configurations that are available for a courier job in docs.chef.io. So in this case, this job is going to be performed immediately and for a specific node. And in the actions block, you can add as many steps as you want. In this case, what we are doing is we're checking the if an Nginx is installed on that node. If it is installed, and then after detecting it, we will check if the version is a specific version. If it's not, then we go ahead and start performing the update of the Nginx that is installed on the machine. You can see that all of these are shell commands that we are utilizing here. We will go ahead and check the version of Nginx on one of the nodes. It is a specific version that it should get updated when we run this job. You can go ahead and use the add job command and give your job that you are going to be performing here. So there are a bunch of checks that will be performed whenever you try to create a job. Job names have to be unique. So we can quickly see how we can correct this. And then we have the ID that is created, and we also get the next execution time for the job. Using the ID, we can start tracking the status of this particular job. So the job will at any point of time have instances for every time it has to run. In this case, it will be just once because it is an immediate job. And then we can check the runs on all the nodes for this job. In this case, it is just one node, so we have one run. It's a success. So we can go ahead and check the Nginx version if it has been updated on that particular node. We can also see the outputs generated for each of the steps in the action block of the job using the list steps command. Let's quickly check if the Nginx version has changed. Yes, it's gone up to 1.25. Go on to the next demo. In this demo, we'll take up an example of something that most DevOps and DevSecOps team or even IT administration teams have to perform regularly, and it is a very, very taxing set of actions that have to be performed. Certificate rotations. We all know that many of our enterprises mandate from a compliance standpoint and from a security standpoint to ensure that the certificates are to be of a certain validity, and we need to regularly rotate the certificates that are present on our servers. So in this demo, we'll learn about how different skills can be utilized inside the same job. We will also talk about how steps can talk to each other and they can be chained. And of course, we will also talk about how a job can be either immediate or it can also be done periodically. And most importantly, it can be used for running across your fleet from a central location. So for this job, we will be utilizing the Chef Inspect tool. We have a Chef Inspect compliance profile that we have written that basically checks for the validity period of a certificate. We will be utilizing that. So let's quickly check what is the certificate period for this particular server. So it says the 10th of August. Now we can create a job that to utilize the certificate rotation or the inspection check from the inspect compliance profile. So in this case, we'll be running it as an immediate job on a specific set of nodes. But imagine a situation where you can extrapolate this across your fleet, where you can say that run this certificate rotation on all my staging nodes or all my database servers or on all servers that have Apache on them. You think of a scenario where you can start utilizing filters and node queries and lists of your choice and can apply it for this job. And in this case, like you can see, we are utilizing the inspect skill, and then we are performing the scan, and we are taking the outputs of that scan, and we are doing a regex match on top of it, and seeing if there are profiles that are failing. If it is failing, then it means that we need to rotate the certificate here. So we perform a bunch of shell commands that are related to rotating the certificate on that machine, and then at the end of it, we restart the services that are required. So we create the job, um, and now it's a success. Let's see if the certificates have been rotated. We can also see that all the steps were successful here. If we go back to the server and refresh it and see the certificate validity now it's gone up to September 2024 from August. If we run the same inspect check again on that server, it shouldn't fail. Yeah. I would like to take some time to give a sneak peek into the Courier graphical user interface. When I earlier in the webinar, when I mentioned that we want to democratize the usage of DevOps tools within all enterprise teams, the GUI is one of the key pieces to the puzzle, where anybody who can access the graphical user interface should be able to perform actions on their fleet for orchestration. So more team members can start getting empowered to perform tasks using the GUI. We will be showing a quick preview of the graphical user interface that we will be launching in the near future. So think of it this way, where anybody who has access can log in, choose their organization, come see what nodes they want to access. They can quickly create filters and then save them as lists or save them as queries. Once that is done, they can create a job for those nodes specifically, saying that, okay, I want to perform a very specific set of actions, an inspect scan, or imagine performing any job, and then start tracking them all through the graphical user interface. We will start taking questions. I will start by taking some of the questions here, and then we'll keep a tab on the questions panel here. Let me go for the first question. The first question that has been asked here is, does Chef Courier use an agent to perform orchestration? The quick answer is yes. We do require an agent to be installed on the nodes that you will be orchestrating for your actions. We call this agent as Courier Runner. I want to take this question as an opportunity to elaborate on some of the functionalities of Chef 360 that will help you get the agents on your node. Chef 360 has a very interesting feature called as node management. Now, what it does is we have a new process called as enrolling nodes. So when you are enrolling nodes, you are bringing them under management of Chef 360. So that means you can centrally from within Chef 360 decide what nodes get what skills. And in this case, you can decide, I want to roll out Courier on a small section of my fleet and then install the Courier runner skill on those nodes centrally from within Chef 360, and it will get installed. Let me go for the next question. What platforms and operating systems are supported? This is a very interesting question. We support all Linux-based platforms at this point of time for your Chef 360 server installations. And from an agent standpoint, uh, we have had customers trying it out on Linux, Windows machines, and to an extent, we have seen some customers try it out on Mac OS machines also. So we do support all these platforms. Um, you can find information about what platforms are supported at any point of time on docs.chef.io. We will share the link on the chat or in person if required. The next question is there an upper limit on how many nodes can be executed from job templates? Um, Again, the short answer to this is no, there are no limits to how many nodes a particular job can target. Uh, uh, Let me take a quick moment to elaborate that answer. A courier job can target nodes in a variety of ways. The first being attacking nodes very specifically, where you mention node IDs, saying that go perform these actions on this set of nodes. The second being, you can give an ad hoc query. Queries can vary from give me all the nodes that are Windows 11, or give me all the nodes that are tagged as Sudharshan's nodes, or give me all the nodes that have a specific version of Java installed on them. So those can be ad hoc queries that you can write within the Courier job template. And every time the job has to be executed, it will resolve the nodes for the query and run the jobs on them. Or you can actually choose to save queries as pre-saved queries and refer them into this job. So in scenarios where you tend to use the same query across multiple jobs, you can save it as a query and then refer it inside Courier jobs. You can also go ahead and save the result of a query. That could be node lists of varying length, and you can refer to that node list within a Courier job. So it could be Sudarshan's nodes or Bob's nodes. Those can be referred within Courier jobs. So technically, there are multiple ways in which you can provide the target for a Courier job, and there are no limits to how many nodes a job can impact. I would encourage you to ask your questions in the questions panel, and we will address them one by one. The next question is, how will licensing work with Courier? Thanks for asking the question. Chef Courier will be a licensed product, and it will be a net new product that has to be purchased along with any of the other Chef products that you have purchased. It could be Chef Infra or Chef Compliance or any bundle that you have purchased prior. Now, when you work with us and when you make the purchase, we will be handing out the license key for you and ensure that you are able to access and install Chef 360 and utilize the Courier features based on the license key that is provided to you, and all entitlements will be taken care of it from inside of it. I think we are a little past the 30-minute mark, and we can try to address a couple of more questions, or we can close this webinar. Um, I think we have reached the end of the questions at this point of time. But I would like to call out one thing. Feel free to reach out to us at any point of time um, for any queries at all. Feel free to reach out to us on any of the channels that you connect with us. We will work with you to ensure that you have a complete understanding of Courier, and you can always work with the sales folks and the customer success managers that you're working with to ensure that you get access to Chef Courier. So on that note, we will be ending this webinar. This is a masterclass series. So um, watch out for a lot more intimations coming along the lines. The next webinar will be around the topic of controls and waivers. This is a masterclass that will be conducted on the 26th of September. If this is a topic of interest for you, we really encourage you to attend this webinar. Thank you for coming to this webinar.